In the last episode of the West Ham Kermode, we got knocked out in the semi-finals of both the FA Cup and the Europa Conference League there by Villarreal and Crystal Palace there. We also did have an underwhelming episode there, getting 10th place in the Premier League with 4 games to spare here as we look to maybe get something out of this season finale here, season one. But in the last episode, we'll be finishing off the season. We do have a few games against the Manchester sides and also Newcastle. So yeah, but for the first game to kick off this episode will be this game against Bournemouth. It will be simulated highlights. I forgot to change the what is it called, the camera angle for this, but we did get the first chance of the game here in the 6th minute, really early here. It was a solo run to Patrick Schick. Of course, I know Patrick Schick isn't really the most agile player to have in that sort of position. That's why I really don't appreciate getting those kind of chances, especially with Schick on the ball. But we have to take whatever we can, especially at the end of the season. It's crunch time, as they say. Oh, so yeah. So if we can like manage to finish in a Europa spot, the repercussions are really deadly. Declan Rice is already getting contact from offers of a lot of teams right now. I don't really know what team specifically, but his agent has been talks with a lot of European teams. So yeah, he could be on the move next season. Watch out for him. And also another player that could be on the move potentially is what's his name, Patrick Schick here. He had a great season here so far. But who knows if he hasn't really, how do I phrase this? He was not what he was expecting. He was expecting a cruise to Europa League spot this season, and so far we haven't promised him that. But I'll take a lot of fault for this because I was not taking this the Conference League and those games serious, and I did kind of wake up from a sleep at the end of the season, so this is all my fault here, and a lesson to be learned from this season and moving on. But yeah, so I don't really know what striker option would you look at, but I can find a way to maybe convince Patrick Schick to stay if we can um, get the players he wants us to get in the team, and if we can afford those players, we'll have to let him go because we're trying to keep it very much realistic. But we did pick up a narrow win. I think it was against. I'm not sure. I wasn't even checking the scoreline, but it was something in that game against Bournemouth. But moving to this game against Old Trafford, Man United, who are currently sitting in, I believe, top four, they're looking to push for what is it called, a Champions League spot. Also, they are in the finals of the Europa League, so they do have a lot of depth. I know they signed Nico Barella, which is actually a realistic signing for them. And United in this save so far has been making good signings, but yeah, in this game they played really decently in the first half, getting some good chances here. It was just all out Man United attack here, as you can see. They do get another good chance here. Borja Iglesias, somehow they signed him from Real Betis. He's second, I think, in the top scorers right now, behind Erling Haaland, who's the absolute cyborg of a robot. He just keeps scoring goals for fun. But we do actually get a goal here. I was surprised. It was nice set up to find Patrick Schick to make it 1-1 here. And in the 54th minute, they do get a nice header here. This is scripting at its finest right there. You just put near post and is a header to find the back post. But so far, it was just end-to-end game here. It's, exactly what you expected from us in this game. And yeah, that was a good chance we had, but it was blocked by Harry Maguire, who I haven't really heard what's happening with him in real life. I know they're trying to get rid of him in Man United, but I'm not really sure what's happening with him. But again, we absolutely capitulated in the defense side of this game as Borja Iglesias do get another goal here to add on to his impressive campaign so far he's having. But in the 73rd minute, we do get another good chance here, passing the ball around, looking to find a bit of a chance here. But my controller died over here. This was a funny moment. So yeah, my controller died and I have to go upstairs to find my other charger. And when I went upstairs to find my other charger was absolutely broken. So it was a tough one, and then I had to like get my mom's charger to use it for the controller. But that's besides the point here, as we do get, I mean, they get another last chance here in the 83rd minute. This time it was defended really well by our goalkeeper Alphonse Ariola. Also, yeah, it was a decent game. I mean, a draw. Was it a draw for this game? I'm not sure what it was, but it was something I expected from us. But we do lose this game against Newcastle United 2-1, and going into our last game of the season against Manchester City. They have really nothing to play for. I'm not sure if they wrapped up the league already, but They're in the Champions League final. They're facing Liverpool, so they will be looking to rest a few players here coming into this game. But I was also before going into this game, I was looking for. I was looking at other leagues and seeing potentially what other players we can sign, and I was scouting, those relegated team in those leagues. I think in my game is absolutely. I forgot to say this, but the game is glitched. I've noticed Athletic Club were currently sitting. When I checked before this game, they were sitting in dead last in the league. They had like something like 30 points, something like that. They were sitting in last place, right? And then when I finished this game and load up, they're somehow top six, so which means my game is glitched. And then in the Bundesliga, so what's it called? Bayern Munich were not winning the league. When I checked before this game, it was RB Leipzig, and then they had 79 points, and then I reloaded the game, and all of a sudden Bayern München is the Champions League. So something is definitely messed up in the game. So I haven't really updated yet, but yeah, we do get another goal there. Patrick Schick keeps on adding to his goal tally this season. He's having an impressive first season, but again, Man City just keep pouring players forward, and they do get a goal there, and that's how the game is going to end. We do settle for a draw against Manchester City, and this is how the tables look like. Man United do wrap up the league there with 92 points. Chelsea, City, Spurs, Liverpool completing the top five. As you can see, mid-table is the usual team, but Crystal Palace absolutely getting relegated is confusing one, and they did win the FA Cup though, so we'll be playing Europa League in what is it called, the Championship there, and the FA Cup was won by them. Conference League was won by Spurs, which absolutely cleaned us up, and the Conference League, I mean, the Champions League was won by Liverpool, beating Man City. There, the Europa League was won by Man United, beating Club Brugge, and the Conference League was won by Villarreal, beating Gil Vicente in the Portuguese league there. And this is how other leagues are looking like. So, let me take a sip of my illustrious tea. Here we go. In the French league is the usual top four, nothing changed. And then the relegated sides are, the usual teams that should get relegated. But this is where I found out. So RB Leipzig 72 points and 77 points for Bayern to win the league. But before this game, I'm 100% confident they had 79 points. I wish I could have recorded it, but something is messed up in the game file. But yeah, in the Serie A, it was won by Napoli. I swear, when I checked, it was Milan with 86 points. So this game is absolutely messed up in my save. So I have to update it after this season. But in the La Liga, yep, Villarreal is leading. When I checked, it was Real Madrid. So yeah, this thing messed up. But Atletico Madrid, Sevilla, Real Madrid in fifth. I mean fourth. Barcelona, Atletico Club, they're going from relegation to top four somehow. I don't know. I don't really know what's happening with this game, but some teams to be looking at. Mallorca. Think Villarreal, not Villarreal, Valencia have some decent players. So yeah, I'm kind of scouting, seeing what players I can sign potentially for next season, as a realistic replacement for some of our top-rated players who could be gone next season. But Patrick Schick with 31 goals, Suchek there, Jared Bowen getting up there. Some decent players scoring some goals. It was definitely the season for Jared Bowen and Patrick Schick there, and also Lucas Paqueta. But, clean sheet for Alfonso Arole there, Kufa there. It was all around, underwhelming season from us, and I don't know what to expect. But if you made it this far, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. See you guys in season 2.